Hello, welcome to Yoga with Dags. Today's practice is going to primarily be to support lower back. Um, Weakness or pain in the lower back, according to Chinese medicine, is often related to the water element within us, which is our kidneys and our bladder. And our kidneys house our will, and they're also very much related to how we process fear, and often issues of feeling supported or not supported, of being afraid, and also of pushing ourselves by force of will beyond what our energy is. All of these things can create tension in the lower back. So today we will be really supporting that system and also the nervous system as well. So I thought we would begin today with some breathing right into our lower backs as we begin in a child's pose. And then from there, we'll do some strengthening of the lower back. So for your practice today, you might want to have a brick close by. And we're going to begin in a child's pose. We're going to have our knees apart, our big toes touching, and we're just going to stretch ourselves forward, lengthening the spine, seeing if you can get your buttocks down towards your heels, and then tucking the arms back by your sides. You can have your forehead to the earth, or you can turn your head from side to side. But as you are here, begin to take some beautiful, deep breaths right into your lower back. And if you can inhale in through your nose and out through your nose, thinking about breathing right along the waistline where the kidneys are. So as you're inhaling into that area, just imagine that you're spreading from the center of your lower back outward to the periphery of your waist, expanding that with light and with energy. And as you exhale, you're just letting go. So as you exhale, you're just letting your brain relax. You're just letting go, letting your body soften and relax. And as you're inhaling into that area, you're filling yourself up with vital energy and ease to your lower back. So continue with a few breaths there. In through the nose and out through the nose. Good. And then when you're ready, we're going to inhale and we're going to come up and we're going to come into puppy pose. So like in puppy pose, your butt is up, your knees are hip width apart, and you're just taking like a little stretch here, like a puppy would take. Your belly's carving up to your spine, and it feels really good. Good. And then from here, we're going to come down for a little bit of strengthening of the lower back. Coming right on your belly for a moment. Stretch your legs straight back. Bring your arms back by your side. Turn to rest your head for a moment. Take a minute to lengthen your legs. And just rest. And then inhaling your chin to face forward. On the exhale, we're just going to lift our upper body. We're going to let the lower body stay down. So big breath in. Exhale, you're going to rise up. You're going to lift up through your arms. You're going to lift up through your head and neck and chin. And you're going to lift this upper body up while you're staying grounded through your sacrum, through your legs. Rising up with breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Big breath in. And exhale, release down. Turn your head the other way and relax for a moment. Good. Inhaling, chin to face forward. The second time, we're going to just lift the lower body. So the upper body is going to stay relaxed, and the lower body, just the legs, are going to lift. So taking a deep breath in, on the exhale, lift up your legs, lift up your feet, lift up, from the tops of the thighs, and breathe. Breathe right into that. A little higher if you can. And then release that down. Turn the chin to the other side. Roll your inner thighs up. Relax for a moment. And this third time, we're going to lift both the upper and lower up simultaneously. So when you're ready, inhale your chin to face forward. Exhale, lift the upper body and the lower body into locust pose. So you're lifting up, you're strengthening that lower back. You're rising up. Big breaths in through the nose and out. Rise a little higher. And release. Letting go there. Just softening. And then when you're ready, chin to face forward, we're going to come up and we're going to come into Sphinx pose. So your elbows are going to be beneath your shoulders, your arms straight forward, your legs are long with the thighs rolling up. And then just coming right up as if you were watching a riveting movie at a slumber party with your friends. And then when you're ready, take a deep breath in, ground through your knuckles. Exhale, lift up, keeping the elbows in, straighten the arms any amount. Rising up here. Deep breath in, and then exhale, come back down. And lengthen and relax. Arms back by the sides. And then chin to face forward. Bring your fingertips right alongside the chest. Take a deep breath in and draw your elbows into your body. On the exhale, rise up. So again, you're rising your upper body up and not putting a lot of pressure yet on your hands. So just rise up again, upper body, ground through your feet, breathe. Deep breath in, exhale down. Relax. We're going to do that one again, Bhujangasana, but this time we're going to put some pressure on the hands and rise all the way up. So a nice big breath in. Exhale, rise up, Bhujangasana. Elbows stay tight to the body. And rising up. Let yourself come up. Let your neck gently hood back. Rising a little higher. And then exhale, press back into a child's pose. And stretch that out. This time in your child's pose, let your hips go back and forth. Good. And then coming on up, we're going to come down onto the forearms and clasp the hands. Let your knees be slightly behind your hips. Take a big breath in. Curl your toes and exhale up into a dolphin dog. So you're like you're in downward facing dog, but you're on your forearms. Lift the chest, lift the hips up as high as you can. Stretch the lower back, release your neck. Deep breath in, and then exhale forward into dolphin plank. And let your belly Come up towards your spine and just take a couple big breaths there. This is strengthening to the abdomen, which can help your lower back. So a few more breaths here in your plank. Good, and then lifting the hips. We're gonna come back into our dolphin dog again, which now feels relaxing. And then one more time into the plank. Belly nestles up to the spine, deep breaths. And then one more time back into dolphin dog. And when you're ready, drop the knees wide. Let the forearms stay on the ground and press back into your child's pose, getting a nice shoulder stretch. Couple of good breaths there. Good, and when you're ready, inhale up onto all fours. We're gonna do a little bit of cat-cow to stretch the spine. So your knees are slightly behind your hips, your hands are beneath your shoulders, and you're inhaling, you're gonna lift your chin, you're gonna lift your tail, you're gonna lift your chest up. And on the exhale, you're gonna drop the tail down and under, drop the chin and arch the back into a cat. And just do this with your breath. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Couple more just to limber up the spine and stretch that lower back. Inhaling into your cow and exhaling into your cat. And when you're ready, let's come to a nice neutral spine. Curl your toes under, take a deep breath in, and exhale up into a downward facing dog. Lifting the hips as high as you can. Reach down through your heels. And then just take a minute to just shake your tail. Pretend you have a little doggy tail and just shake it. Shake it a little bit, releasing that lower back. Release your neck a little bit too. And then when you're ready, look up between the hands. On the exhale, start to walk forward slowly. Let your feet land beneath your knees beneath hips, and just drape here for a moment. Releasing the lower back. And when you're ready, press your feet into the ground, and we're going to slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. Let your chin and neck feel elastic to come up. Let the spine begin to grow from the very base, stacking one vertebrae upon the next as you're rising up toward heaven, creating a tower with your spine, allowing your crown of your head to rise up and your chest to unfurl and open all the way into a mountain pose, where you're firm in your feet, where your energy through your arms is open, your spine is lifted, your crown is lifted, and you're with your breath. Good, and then releasing mountain. We're going to do some kidney taps. So let's have our feet hip width apart, actually a little more. Let your knees be slightly soft and relaxed. And we're just gonna gently tap at the waist where the kidneys are. So you're just gonna let yourself spin and tap. And just breathe a little bit. Couple big, wonderful breaths. Hopefully you're feeling nice and open through the back as we're practicing here. Good, and bringing that into stillness slowly. Good, and next we're gonna work on an extended triangle pose to stretch the back. So I'm gonna take my brick and I'm gonna put it off to my right. And then I'm gonna take a big step with my feet apart. And both feet are facing forward to begin with. And hopefully your ankles will be beneath the palms of your hands. Just take a minute to stretch yourself in all directions, like a 5-pointed star. Feel the crown lifting up, ground through the outer edges of your feet, reach through your fingertips. And then turning your right toes in, roll your left leg all the way out. All the way out. So the knee is, if it were to bend, it'd be going between your second and third toes. Good. And when you're ready, you're gonna take a big breath in. On the exhale, take your front hip towards your back hip, but shore the back hip in. Lengthen the torso as much as you can, and bring your hand to rest down on the brick. If you wanna bring the opposite hand to your hip for a moment, go right ahead. Coming firm into your feet, lengthen the torso, lengthen the spine, and begin to roll your heart up, bringing the arm up, trying to make a straight line between heaven and earth with your two arms, and breathing. Nice stretch through the lower back. When you're ready, press into the feet, inhale, lift up with the cap arm. I brought my brick with me. Turning both feet to face forward, I'm going to put the brick behind my opposite ankle. And I'm going to turn this time my left foot in and roll my right one all the way out. Charging my arms. I'm going to take a deep breath in on the exhale, front hip toward the back hip shoring in, lengthening and dropping down to my brick. Opposite arm comes up. Taking a moment to ground through my feet, pressing the big toe mound of my front foot into the mat, grounding the back edge of my back foot into the mat, straightening that leg, front leg, which has a tendency to bend, and making a straight line between heaven and earth with my arms, breathing into the lower back, lengthening. One more breath here. And then pressing into the feet, inhale to come on up. Turn both feet to face forward and step or hop your feet together. Good, and then I'm gonna take that brick out in front of me. And I'm gonna step my feet wide apart. Toes are gonna turn slightly in, and I'm gonna come forward onto my brick, lengthening my spine. I'm gonna bring my breath down lower a little bit. And then I'm gonna walk my hands back between my legs. Let my fingertips stay forward. Keep my spine long. And then bend my head down toward my brick. Bringing it to rest. And just taking a couple breaths in this forward fold. My fingertips are facing forward. My elbows are in line with my shoulders. I might even be able to lengthen my spine more and lower my brick more. When you're ready, inhale and lengthen the spine again, walking your heels back forward. Heel toe in a little bit. Hands to the tops of the thighs, inhale up with a long straight spine. And then we're gonna bring the feet a little more than hip width apart, and we're just gonna roll the hips a little bit. Almost like you're doing a hula hoop. And you're just releasing the lower back one direction. So then there's a softness in your knees as you do this, and then do the other direction too, just to roll it out. Going with the flow. That's what we need to do for the lower back. We need to learn to go with the flow. We need to learn to trust. We need to surrender. That's another big one. We need to let go. All those good things. And bringing that into stillness, we're going to practice our squat. So let your feet be hip width apart, maybe You can turn the toes out slightly if it feels good and just come on down. And then once you're down, really drop the tailbone. Drop the tailbone and just release your lower back here. And just take a couple of nice deep breaths. In through the nose and out through the nose. Good. Nice release of the lower back. And from there, if you can, just come on down. Good. We're going to try a little bit of back strengthening again. So I'm going to get hold of my shins and I'm going to lift my chest up a lot. And then I'm going to see if I can come back and balance on like my buttock tail area and lift up through my shins, making them parallel with the earth and opening up here through my palms. So keep yourself nice and long, breathe. Take another couple of breaths here, lift the chin, belly nestles to the spine. Good, and then bringing that down, straighten your legs, inhale your arms up, and exhale, forward fold. Oh yes, let's reach for those ankles, reach for those feet or shins. With your inhalations, growing your spine long, and with your exhalations, surrendering yourself forward any amount. Stretching out those hamstrings. Good. And then inhaling to come on up. We're going to slowly strengthen our abdomen by rounding through the legs and just slowly lowering down one vertebrae at a time here. Slowly lower down, all the way down until you lie nice and flat. From here to stretch our lower back, we're going to bend our knees and we're going to hug them into our chest. Yeah, give them a nice little hug into your chest. And just gently rock from side to side. Good. Releasing any tension in the lower back. Bringing that into stillness. We're going to put the feet down. We're going to put the heels right in line with our sitting bones. Chin stays straight forward. Roll your shoulders under. Taking a big breath in. On the exhale, we're going to lift the hips up. And we're going to maybe clasp the hands beneath us and roll our shoulders under more. Then lift the hips up more into a bridge. So you're lifting up through the hips. You're rolling under through the shoulders. Chin goes straight to the sternal notch. Hands are clasped. And just taking a few big breaths there. Let's take 3 full deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. If you can soften the buttocks here, soften your buttocks, release the lower back, but keep lifting those hips up. Good. Deep breath in, lift higher, exhale, release the hands and slowly lower that spine down, one little vertebrae at a time. Good, and then just crossing your right ankle above your left knee. You can gently press that knee away, that right knee away a little bit, and then bending. See if you can get hold of the left thigh and just give yourself a little hip stretch here. Good, and just breathing into that a little bit. Nice little figure 4 stretch. Releasing that foot down, you can uncross the right one. Recentering the spine, we'll do the opposite side.
Crossing the left over the right and gently pressing that knee away from the shoulder. Breathing into the hip. And then gently weaving in to take the right thigh toward the chest. Sometimes I'll use my left elbow to guide my left knee away from my left shoulder a little bit. And just breathe. Good, and then releasing that. We're gonna walk our feet mat width apart and bring our arms out to the side. Big breath in. On the exhale, drop both knees off to the right, but keep your feet at the edges of your mat. Getting a little SI joint, low back stretch. Then inhaling it up to the center, we're going to exhale the opposite way, all the way down, breathing into that. And then using the breath, slow inhalations up to the center, slow exhalations dropping down. Couple of times each way. Like windshield wipers, going slow back and forth. Good. Once you're dropped off to the left side, you can take your left ankle on top of your right knee just to increase the stretch a little bit into your right hip and lower back and SI joint. Releasing that foot down, inhale up to the center, exhale opposite side. And putting that ankle above that knee. Releasing the foot down, inhaling to the center again. Then from here, we're gonna take our breath and we're gonna lift the hips up again and just place the breath under your sacrum. So put it right under your sacrum. It's not so much under, your waist, but down lower under that bone, and roll the shoulders under. You might even put it at the medium height if that's comfortable for you. And roll the shoulders under. So this is like a supported bridge where you can just relax, find the perfect spot for your sacrum to rest. Shoulders roll nice and far under. Chest is lifted and open. Feel that beautiful stretch here. And then if you feel comfortable, like it's in the right place and you feel supported, you can take the knees to the chest and then just lift those legs up in the air. This is, if you don't feel stable, just put your brick on the lowest height to do this. And just breathe. Surrender and soften. You can even play with opening the legs for a moment, which can feel good. Externally rotating the legs and bringing them back up, bending the knees toward the chest, and then slowly landing them again. Let's lower the breath to the lower height, under the sacrum still, and then extend one leg and then the other for a nice anterior pelvis stretch. Roll the shoulders under, just stretching out through the lower pelvis here. Big breaths into your belly, letting go. And then bending one knee and then the other, Press into the feet, lift the pelvis, remove the breath. Slowly lower the spine. And then final pose, Shavasana, straighten one leg and the other. Arms by your sides. Allow yourself to spread out on the earth. Allow your body to begin to let go and relax. Allowing time to integrate the benefits of the stretches, of the poses, of the breath. Just allowing all of your thoughts to soften. If any thoughts are arising, just allow them to float by like clouds moving on a summer's day. Releasing any need to analyze. Engage or judge. Relaxing your limbs. Relaxing your back. Your buttocks. Your hips. And your belly. Relaxing your entire torso. And your face. Just continuing to surrender. Allowing your entire nervous system to relax. And your breath to soften inward. And as you rest there, I'm just going to read to you a little bit about fear. Fear is just part of human life. It's so common that every great spiritual tradition includes the injunction, be not afraid. If fear is as fundamental to being human, we can expect that we'll feel afraid at times, perhaps even frequently. Yet when fear appears, we don't have to worry that we failed or take it as a sign that we're not as good as other people. In fact, we're just like other people. Fear is simple evidence that we're human. What's important to decide is what we do with our fear. We can withdraw, flee, distract, or numb ourselves. Or we can acknowledge that we're scared and stay right here. We can stay where we are and bravely investigate our fear. We can move toward it, curious about it. We can even interview it. What does it feel like? What color is it? Does it have a texture, size, personality? What's important is to question the fear itself. We're not asking ourselves why we feel afraid, which is our usual inquiry. We just want to know more about this seemingly frightful creature that showed up in us. Our investigation moves us closer and closer, and then the fear begins to change. Paradoxically, the more we engage directly with it, the less fearful it becomes. It is our curiosity that transforms fear.
most often it dissolves into energy that we can work with. And all because we were willing to develop a relationship with what at first appeared so frightening. And just a reminder that love is stronger than fear. And a little quote from Hafiz that I love. Fear is the cheapest room in the house. I would like to see you living in better conditions. So when you're ready, you can hug your knees to your chest. You can gently rock from side to side, massaging that lower back and breathing right into it, breathing into your kidneys. And with your next exhalation, gently roll onto your right side, feeling the support beneath you. With an inhalation, you can press up and find a seat. And we'll seal our practice with an Om, which is the sound that runs through all of creation and draws us all close together, reminding us that we are one. We're one. So let's exhale completely first. Take a big breath in. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me, and I will look forward to our next time together.